Home to 242 million people, with a median age of just 18, this is one of the youngest populations on Earth. More than 60% are under the age of 30, and over half now live in rapidly expanding cities. Lagos alone is home to nearly 22 million people, while Kano, Ibadan, and Abuja continue to grow at remarkable speed. The scale of this urban transformation is impossible to ignore. This is Nigeria. The economy is projected to approximately hit $464 billion in GDP by 2030, with the IMF forecasting growth above 4% and the World Bank nudging its projection to 4.4%. Nigeria is expected to contribute 1.5% to global real GDP growth that year, ahead of Brazil, ahead of Germany. The reforms driving this are real and painful. Fuel subsidies gone, the exchange rate liberalized, fiscal tightening underway. None of it is painless, but the direction is clear. Oil still anchors the state. Nigeria holds 37 billion barrels of proven reserves and over 215 trillion cubic feet of gas, roughly 59 and 85 years' worth respectively. Production has recovered to around 1.6 to 1.7 million barrels per day. The Dangote refinery, at 650,000 barrels per day capacity, is now ramping up. But oil's share of the story is shrinking relative to everything else happening. 5 Nigerian startups have crossed unicorn status: Interswitch, Flutterwave, Opay, Andela, and Moneypoint. Moneypoint raised over $200 million in 2025, processes more than $250 billion in annual transaction value, and serves over 10 million active users. Total startup funding hit $442.8 million in 2025. The government has backed this with a $618 million initiative for digital and creative enterprises. Internet users now number 107 million, with over 90% accessing through mobile. By 2026, digital economy revenue is projected at $18.3 billion. Culture is an export too. Nollywood produces over 2,500 films a year, second in the world by volume, generating roughly $130 million annually, with a global audience across Africa and the diaspora. Agriculture contributes over 31% of GDP, with cocoa, cassava, and other crops positioning the country beyond resource dependency. Under AfCFTA, Nigeria has liberalized tariffs on 80% of traded goods and launched a $1 billion adjustment credit facility. Capital inflows by Q3 2025, portfolio and direct investment combined, reached nearly $14 billion. The country has problems. It always has. But the scale of what's moving here, demographically, economically, technologically, makes Nigeria impossible to bracket as a future story. It's already happening. This is the African Mail, Africa's story, told from the inside. Subscribe and travel the continent with us.